I decided to load up something I have not loaded in quite some time. 380 auto. Now some guns might be marked 9mm Kurtz, 9mm short. It's a little bit shorter than 9mm Luger. And I pulled data from the Sierra manual as I am loading a 90 grain Sierra jacketed hollow point. And I pulled my data from there using Winchester 231, which shows 2.8 up to 3 grains using their 90 grainer. I'm kind of going right smack in the middle. And I am using the Hornady trickler, and I'm dropping one powder charge at a time from the trickle charger onto a balance scale that I've got set at 2.9 grains. Now I could vary up or down 1/10 of a grain. And boy, let me tell you, 231, you got 2.9 grains? That's not much. So I dump that into the casing. Can you even see powder in there? That is a pretty small powder charge. So grab one of these out of here. Now it's a little bit delicate because I'm trying to get them to seat concentrically. If you go to seat a jacketed hollow point and it doesn't go into the die pretty straight, you're going to see it bulge on one side of the casing. So I set it on there pretty straight, run it most of the way up, give it a quarter turn, run it all the way up, pull that off, and I look at it. Now even as careful as I am being, I don't know if the camera is going to pick that up, but I do have a tiny bulge right here on the side because it didn't go in perfectly straight. It went in at a slight angle. Now, this is not a precision long-range instrument. A 380 semi-automatic handgun, they're used a lot for personal defense, and that's pretty much an up-close and personal affair. I have seen when I was working as a paramedic, I think maybe 2 incidences in my entire career where somebody used a 380 to defend themselves. It stopped the fight. Nobody died, but it definitely stopped the fight. So that's a good thing, right? You just want to get that done and over with. So 100 of these is probably a good supply to last quite a long time. I want to be real precise about this. There's not a whole lot of room for movement. Grab one more. See if I can get this to go in a little bit straighter. When I flared the mouth of the casing, I ran it up again, turned it quarter of a turn or so. I'm not being real precise about how much I turn the casing. I'm just rotating it some. So the flare is pretty concentric, and these are Hornady dies. And the expander in step number 2 on the Hornady die set, it doesn't have a stem that you thread in from the top, very much like an RCBS and some of the other brands would be. It's more of a fixed affair in there. So you run it up, and hopefully Hornady's done a good job of making sure that that is positioned pretty much center in the middle of that die. So I set the projectile on top here to go to seat it, run it up, lower it, turn it a quarter turn, run it all the way up. Yeah, see, this is better. Again, camera's not really picking it up real well. Now this mark right here, that's not the bulge. It's like a cantilever on the outside of the casing. But I don't see any bulging. So this one went in really pretty straight up and down. That's what I'm after. So it's probably going to take me about 80. I'm exaggerating. A long time to make a box of 100 380s, but they're going to be absolutely spot on perfect, and they're going to run in that gun beautifully. Happy trails.